Good morning. And welcome on behalf of the entire State University of New York to the 5th annual State of the University speech. You know, I get to preside at a lot of events, but this is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites because I can look out and see all of you who are here because you are supporters of SUNY. And it is so nice to know that you are our supporters, that you're the people we can depend on to help us advance the mission of the State University. I want to begin this morning by acknowledging my colleagues on the SUNY Board of Trustees. This dedicated group of public servants are the backbone of the State University of New York. They carefully deliberate the important issues and policies that come before the board, and they help drive the success and the growth of our system on a daily basis. Well, those trustees who are here, please stand. There's Hank DeLay, Tina Good, Peter Neffa, Eunice Lewin. Thank you. Thank you for all of your efforts. This is always an exciting day for SUNY, and the outpouring of support we get from our stakeholders that really is invaluable. I want to thank the elected officials who have joined us today, in particular the members of the Senate and Assembly members who are SUNY champions for their campuses that serve their districts. And of course, my good friend Kathy Sheehan, the mayor of Albany, is here. By the way, we had a date last week. We went to the movies together to see Selma, and it was a great event. And you should all see it. Will all of the elected officials please stand so we can recognize you and thank you for the tremendous support that you provide for us. And also in the audience, we have those outstanding presidents, the people that lead our campuses to success in academics, research, economic development in every region of New York. Well, all the presidents of the SUNY campuses, please stand to be recognized. There they are. Now, we all know why we're here today, to hear from our visionary chancellor about the incredibly innovative path that she is leading SUNY down with the help of all of you. Chancellor Nancy Zimpher has already moved the dial on the national level in so many areas, cradle to career networks, online education, public-private partnerships, and teacher education. And we're seeing tangible results because of the way she has brought to scale all of these programs on our campuses. At every meeting of the SUNY board, we are given a briefing of all the good news happening on our campuses. It is uplifting to see the major strides on each of our six big ideas as they're being implemented throughout the year. And now, here we are at the beginning of a new year, 2015. So let's pause and reflect on all we have accomplished.
With that, I give you the Chancellor of the State University of New York system.
I am thrilled to represent the over 80 presidents and chancellors who were in the House to hear the President and the First Lady speak to this ambitious agenda.
You make a great White House press secretary.
It's more what we do to make sure that a student has a reasonable, financially affordable experience, and that's where the focus is at SUNY, and I think that's why President Obama came to us.
It's called Open SUNY. On Tuesday, New York's university system went live with 8 new online degrees at 6 campuses.
In the 2014 edition of U.S. News & World Report, SUNY Delhi sits at the top of the list for the best online bachelor's program.
It seemed almost impossible that a little college kind of in the middle of beautiful upstate New York would receive that kind of national recognition.
Two colleges with similar missions merging. SUNY IT here in Utica and Albany's College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering.
Binghamton University broke ground on the new Southern Tier High-Tech Incubator Thursday morning. The incubator housed more than 10 businesses, and state and local leaders say it'll bring countless jobs to the area and keep young professionals in the Southern Tier.
SUNY New Paltz and MakerBot, the world's leading manufacturer of 3D printers, celebrated the grand opening of the nation's first MakerBot Innovation Center on February 11th.
We like to call Oswego Oz, I'll tell you. In fact, I got to go around campus, and you know what? Things haven't changed much. Now they've changed completely.
For them, it's an adventure through history. The site is run through a partnership with UAlbany and the New York State Museum. The students got a special visitor Wednesday as SUNY Chancellor Nancy Zimpher visited and was eager to learn about the history being unearthed.
Well, you are a visiting professor at Stony Brook University in the journalism school, so you're all about communication.
It's not to test how much you know, it's to test how well you can communicate what you know.
A civil engineering sophomore at the University of Buffalo named Deshaun Henry has invented an inexpensive way to purify polluted water of 99.9% of pathogens.
In parts of the world where folks have a problem with malnutrition, and there are a lot of folks that are in that situation, Moringa becomes a part of the puzzle.
Work and research is underway in the greenhouses of SUNY Cobleskill to bring the tree to a wider audience.
Professor John Waddock was recently named the U.S. Outstanding Community College's Professor of the Year. The award comes from Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching and the Council for Advancement and Support of Education.
It's taken nearly 2 decades of planning and 4 years of construction, but the Upstate Cancer Center is finally a reality. The hospital in Syracuse serves people from Albany to Buffalo and from the northern border to Pennsylvania.
Down across New York State, Governor Andrew Cuomo says more and more women are becoming victims of sexual assault on college campuses. Now, the state university system is taking action.
The farmers market at SUNY Plaza in downtown Albany will now stay open year-round. Chancellor Zimpher made the announcement today with Albany Mayor Kathy Sheehan. It's part of the governor's Fresh Connect program.
Mack was picked 5th overall. There was a lot of buzz surrounding the 6'3", 250-pound linebacker. He's made history as the first person ever from UB to be drafted in the first round.
SUNY Albany University President Robert Jones announced Monday that the university has received a $5.25 million gift.
At least $10 million will go towards students who can't afford to pay for college at SUNY Broome.
This is the largest gift in the college's history.
I am pleased to welcome all of you to the 4th annual conference in our Critical Issues in Higher Education series.
We are challenged repeatedly to turn access into completion. And at SUNY, we've added one more variable: success.
So as you can see, we're pretty spectacular. And each of you today will leave with a copy of our Good News Year in Review for 2014. Just to remind you, you're going to get this on the way out. Please take that with you. Now, just a few days ago, Governor Cuomo gave his annual State of the State address. And as has become a tradition, SUNY is a key partner in many of the programs and initiatives that he described. We know we are good partners, and it is imperative that we continue to show our value and secure the investment from the state that is not only necessary, but deserved. I want to thank you all for your support, your advocacy, and your efforts on behalf of SUNY. We are honored to have you in our corner. Now, as always, I have the distinct honor of introducing the president of the SUNY Student Assembly. The individuals who are elected to this role are some of the hardest working advocates we have. Not only are they full-time students who crisscross the state, representing the over 460,000 students in our system, they're also voting members on the SUNY board, bringing the voice of the student to every meeting. And today, along with the presidents who are here, we're honored to have dozens of our very students we serve. Please stand and be recognized as students who hear from the many campuses across SUNY. Now, in June 2014, Trustee Laurie Mold took office as president of the Assembly and a SUNY student trustee. She is the first non-traditional student assembly president that has ever served on the board. Now, her perspective as an adult student of multiple SUNY campuses and also a member of the New York State workforce in the construction field for over 25 years brings wisdom and a strong sense of pride for her constituents. Trustee Mold has 2 associate degrees from Genesee Community College, a BA in art from the Empire State College, where she is now a graduate student. That is really non-traditional. And without further ado, Trustee Laurie Mold.
Wow. Thank you, Carl McCall, for the introduction and for your outstanding leadership and wisdom as the chairman of the Board of Trustees. Serving with you and the other board members as the students' representative is a privilege and honor for me. To the audience gathered here and to those watching online, good morning and welcome to the 2015 State of the University Address. As stated, I am Laurie Mold and I am the power of SUNY. I am a proud alum of Genesee Community College and SUNY Empire State College, and I'm also a current grad student, as Carl said, at the SUNY Empire State College. I started my educational journey with the goal to blaze through college as fast as I could because, as you can see, I'm not the youngest student in the SUNY system. But something interesting happened along the way. I fell in love with the learning experience offered by my SUNY campuses. With SUNY, the possibilities are endless. My choice in colleges has enhanced my educational experience by providing me with amazing faculty, advisors, mentors, and staff. These individuals worked diligently to make sure that each of our students were successful. They also provided us with such unique opportunities through applied learning, such as study abroad, alternative spring breaks, internships, conferences, residencies, being a disc jockey at my campus radio station, the honors program, Phi Theta Kappa, serving as in my student government, which led me to be a member of the Genesee Community College Board of Trustees. I currently have the privilege and honor of serving almost 500,000 students as the president of the SUNY Student Assembly as a member of the SUNY Board of Trustees. The State University of New York has made a diligent effort to support our rapidly growing population of adult learners through campuses like SUNY Empire State College. I personally would like to thank Chancellor Zimpher for her focus on this growing population in the state of New York. SUNY is also opening doors for all of the citizens of our great state to have an opportunity for a low-cost, quality online education through Open SUNY and Open SUNY Plus. As students, we have made the decision to be part of the largest public higher education system in the United States, the State University of New York. A system which has the respect of our SUNY Board of Trustees, the legislative branches of the state, Governor Andrew Cuomo, the White House, various other local, state, and national entities and organizations, and our students, their family and friends, alumni, faculty, staff, and administrators. Now let me tell you about the person most responsible for the success of our 64 diverse campuses, Chancellor Zimpher. The Chancellor's story is remarkable. She has come all the way from teaching children in a rural one-room schoolhouse, to leading the largest and best system of higher education in the nation. SUNY's continued success can be traced back to when she first arrived in New York and ventured out to all 64 campuses. From access and completion equals success to Startup New York, the innovative insight of our Chancellor and her willingness to have open and frank conversations with the students has earned her a vast amount of respect. The students helped lead the way during the implementation of NY SUNY 2020 Challenge Act, which was passed into law. This ensures that students and their families can plan their financial future and ensure access and affordability to a high-quality SUNY education. We could not have this type of systemness without the strong leadership of SUNY's 12th Chancellor, Nancy L. Zimpher. She is a tireless warrior for the State University in New York as she and her staff continue to strive to make SUNY the very best that it can be for current and future students. In addition to leadership, I'd like to share with you some of Nancy Zimpher's superb qualities. Collaboration. She will be the first to tell you that she doesn't have all the answers. You have to work together to find them, and going at it alone is a recipe for disaster. Warm and caring. She always makes time for me and for other students. Intelligent and wise. Data and goal-driven. If it sounds like a good idea, now prove it. Passionate about student success, persistent, determined, tireless, and when necessary, a tenacious advocate for SUNY, so watch out. For me, she is a respected colleague and a mentor. I am thrilled that we are privileged to have a chancellor who puts students at the center of all that we do. And I have no doubt today's State of the University address will serve as yet another opportunity for her to prove just that. As the president of SUNY Student Assembly, I know from my firsthand experience that the promise of the power of SUNY continues to be realized every day for SUNY's almost 500,000 students, thanks in a very large part because of the leadership of Chancellor Zimpher. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to my amazing Student Assembly leadership cabinet and executive board and our committee members. Would you please stand up and be recognized? Not only are they students, but they give an awful lot of their time as volunteers to make sure that they're advocating for all of our students. In fact, I also know that there's a large group of students in the audience today, and I would like for them to stand up again and be recognized and acknowledged for the hard work that they do every day. Thank you. Together, we are SUNY Strong. And so I would like to ask you to please join me in welcoming Chancellor Nancy L. Zimpher. But first, what has truly become a SUNY tradition, let's roll the tape.
I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I've tried to cut these corners, try to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't have, 'cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you make the ground. But get up now, get up, get up now. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you make the ground. But get up now, get up, get up now. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting for this for a while now. Paying my dues to the earth. I've been waiting for this love, eh? Hold me there for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world.
Well, here we go. This is exciting. I want to welcome each and every one of you. You can't give a State of the University address if you don't have an audience. So I thank you. We are gathered here for an important purpose. As Chairman Carl McCall showed us, this has been a big year for SUNY, a year of great accomplishments on our campuses by our faculty and staff, and of course our students. We have much for which we can be proud. And I have to say, it's also been a year of reckoning, a year in which we can take stock of our wins, yes, but also a way of uncovering where we need to do better to ensure that we as a system are doing the absolute best we can for the state of New York. As a university, we are in the business of building and enhancing people's lives through education. And it's a complex business. We, like others, are learning how to do it better and how to do it best. In the process, and for the thousands of words that are published every day on the subject of education, there is no one sentence that has struck me more than a line from David Leonhardt, and it is this: education, educating more people and educating them better is simply the best bet any society can make. As many of you know, this was an aha moment for me when I discovered this quote, and I believe it is an inspiration for all of us at SUNY. Following this idea, we have created a formula that guides our work in carrying out our university's core mission, ensuring that every New Yorker has access to the highest quality education, access to the widest possible range of post-secondary programs, empowering our graduate students to build better lives, stronger communities, and a vibrant economy. So, our formula. While we introduced this last year, it is so not last year's news. We are talking about this still because we know we've figured something out. We know that educating more people means expanding access like never before. We know that educating them better requires an array of tools that ensure completion. And we know that the best bet means making big investments in building and taking to scale the tools that really do expand access, make completion a reality for every student. And just because the formula looks nice and neat on the screen, that doesn't mean it's easy to pull off. Getting to the all-important equal sign, the success part for every student, sometimes feels like it requires a kind of alchemy. But luckily, it doesn't require magic. It requires unprecedented innovation, hard work, and the discipline to realize a shared, clear vision. And that's where we, all of us, students, faculty, presidents, elected officials, all our partners, have our work cut out for us. On my wall in my office, there's a piece of art. It's a map of New York State, and on it are these blue rivets that locate every one of our 64 campuses. And in between those rivets, connecting and crisscrossing the state, are strings, vibrant in color and pulled tight so that if plucked like a cord, they hum with life. Isn't that eloquent? I didn't think it up, but I love it. The impression it makes is a powerful one, and I'm proud to say it was created by a SUNY student, an artist at FIT. I see this image every day. In fact, I requested that this piece be installed on my wall so I could see it every day and be reminded of our system's presence and its unmatched energy and potential. It is a reminder that we, the State University of New York, function like a central nervous system for the state, an economic and quality of life driver unlike any other. You can see our connectivity. You can see how we reach deep into every region, every community in New York. You can see both our power and our potential as a generator of big ideas, new knowledge, jobs, and careers that are making New York the place to be as we continue our march into the 21st century. Because there's a SUNY campus within 30 miles of every single New Yorker, and because we employ 90,000 faculty and staff, we are a major source of jobs in so many communities. In 2015, more than 460,000 students are now enrolled in SUNY. But that big number doesn't even begin to show the whole picture. Because between part-time students, those who aren't matriculated, those participating in the Cornell Cooperative Extension Program, and classes through our Educational Opportunity Centers and other SUNY programs, we actually serve close to 3 million people every year. That is a wow, Eunice. That is a wow. 3 million people. This is a massive responsibility, and we need to get it right in everything we do. 5 years ago, when I came to SUNY, I got a sense very quickly that this ability to be New York's best economic driver was our system's opportunity, that we needed to step up, tighten up our systemness, and deliver for New York as only we can. Those were not the best of times, if you will remember. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression, and New York was feeling it hard. And as I traveled the state, in my first 100 days, visiting every campus, every region, I learned for certain what I already had suspected. I learned from listening to the people on and around our campuses that SUNY is a powerful force in every community, an economic powerhouse that generates $21 billion annually for the state, supports 173,000 jobs, and generates $460 million in state and local taxes. And I realize with absolute certainty that it is not only okay for a university system to set its goals around the economic vitality of its state, it is our responsibility to do so. Together, to better connect the academy to the economy. SUNY's vision of access, completion, equals success is really at the core of our intent to drive the economic growth of New York. This has been our momentum and our goal for the last 5 years and continues to be our commitment. Because we know that education, higher education, is a necessary ingredient in strengthening the economy and the betterment of society. This is not up for debate, it is a fact. We know that an educated citizenry is a more successful citizenry. We know that strong connections between higher education and better health, lower crime, higher voter turnout, and more volunteerism in communities. We know that the higher the degree of education, the less likely you are to rely on public assistance. We know that college graduates overwhelmingly earn higher incomes than those who do not complete, and the graduates put back more into their local economies. In New York State, the unemployment rate is 2 times higher for those without any education. Knowing all this, all these facts that are supported by mountains of evidence, drives home our point loud and clear. New York needs to educate more people, and we need to educate them better. Because the other thing we know is, and this is not going to change, jobs that are at a middle-class wage require some sort of post-secondary training. In fact, this will be true for 69% of all jobs in New York by 2020. It doesn't mean that every career needs a 4-year degree or a PhD, but with the way the world is moving, the way technology is advancing, more and more good jobs require skills and knowledge developed after high school. This is something everyone in this room already knows. I know you've heard it before. I know you live it every day. But here's something that maybe you don't know. For every 100 ninth graders in New York, on average, only 73 will graduate from high school. Of those 73, 51 will go directly to college, but only 37 will return for their sophomore year. And then of those 37, only 23 will complete their degree on time or close to on time. 23 out of 100 ninth graders. And 23 is only the average. In our urban upstate centers, the statistics show a dark picture. Only 16 of 100 ninth graders will complete close to on time. And of those students who fall off, some of them will have college experience, but most of them will not finish. They will not complete their degrees. They drop out for a variety of reasons: lack of preparedness, lack of funding, lack of guidance. So New York's education pipeline is still not whole enough for all students. It's not strong enough so that everyone, no matter where he or she is born, no matter where they go to school or who their parents are, has the chance to succeed. Yes, our job market requires that college enrollment be higher than ever, but it's really the completion rate that matters. It's completion that gauges how many graduates are going out into the world and into the workforce ready to hold jobs. Toward this goal, SUNY continues to see year-to-year improvement in completion. System-wide, our 4-year graduation rates of 47% are 14 points higher than our public national counterparts. Our 6-year graduation rate of 65% is 7 points higher than the national publics. In fact, with respect to the 6-year graduation rate, SUNY rivals our private colleges. Promising as this news is, what it really shows is that we need to get better still. This is where New York needs to become the best at getting better, because we are now simply not good enough, and we can't be afraid to say it. So, we're making progress using our collective impact approach. Over the last 5 years, we've been learning how to pull together and break down the silos in and between education and government and the private sector. Governor Cuomo got it right 4 years ago when he signed the NY-SUNY 2020 legislation into law. He made groundbreaking progress for New York. He solidified for our students and our campuses an historic commitment to a 5-year plan for rational tuition, maintenance of effort, and economic growth. This is one of the most effective examples of government empowering a university to provide the best possible education for its students. And over the last 5 years, we've hired more than 500 new faculty and staff, attracting some of the best and brightest in the world. I'm happy to say that we've been able to make critical investments like this as well because of savings found through our shared services initiative. To date, we've saved over $70 million and put those dollars into services and strategies to serve our students. And we've identified opportunities for another $40 million in savings, pushing us over our initial $100 million run rate. And we are making, thank you, a lot of people worked really hard, and they still are. And of course, we are making seamless transfer a reality. Each year, more than 30,000 students transfer within our system. Last year, 44%, nearly half of our four-year degrees awarded at SUNY were earned by transfer students. Through groundbreaking policy, we have made transfer easier than ever. No one else has done anything like this at this scale. No one. We also launched Smart Track. SUNY Smart Track, the most aggressive effort in the nation to ensure financial aid transparency. Smart Track is available not only to everyone who applies to any of our 64 schools, it's available to every person on the planet, truly, who wants to plan and calculate the cost of their education. We've created Teach New York. SUNY takes teacher training personally. We produce 25% of the state's teachers, and we're about making them the best in the world. We're raising the bar for admissions into our teacher preparation programs to ensure that the best and the brightest are in every classroom, every day. And then there are our 30 community colleges making great strides. SUNY educates nearly 240,000 students a year at our community colleges. And looking ahead, their importance will only grow. The State Department of Labor projects that jobs requiring associate degrees are the fastest growing occupation group through 2020. Community colleges' commitment to the workforce was the reason Vice President Biden visited Monroe Community College last year. And it is why a consortium of SUNY community colleges was awarded one of the largest U.S. Department of Labor TACT grants, $14.6 million, to train more students in advanced manufacturing skills. And because we know that college success starts well before college, we've continued to invest in bridging the gap between K-12 and higher education. The pathways we created in our 20 Smart Scholars early college high schools, our P-Tech programs, our New Tech Network partnership are helping more than 15,000 New York State high school students get a jump on college, with 97% of these students graduating high school and doing so with college credit. We're also the keystone for the governor's Startup New York campaign to attract and retain businesses, new businesses in New York. Right now, 44 SUNY schools have been approved for startup. That's more than 310 tax-free areas for new and expanding businesses to operate on or near a SUNY campus. 9 of our schools have announced 53 Startup New York projects, creating more than 1,900 new jobs and nearly $90 million in new investment. In addition, Startup is increasing industry-sponsored research funding, increasing co-op opportunities, and providing richer student experiences, all right here, right on or near our SUNY campuses. Programs like these build in into New York's STEM needs, preparing students to have careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics that are most important to a growing economy. To this end, we've continued to build and strengthen our 6 networks of excellence. We've engaged more than 500 faculty members in diverse fields in the hard and soft sciences, as well as arts and education. SUNY will continue to invest in these areas, knowing that these are the places where new ground must be broken, and SUNY is going to be the research university that does it. We continue to showcase SUNY's intellectual capital and drive new economic development through our annual Innovation Showcase, a dynamic day of linking SUNY entrepreneurs and high-tech companies with potential investors. Last year's showcase featured 25 businesses, 75% of which have had investment since that event, and we are anticipating even more success at our upcoming showcase. Clearly, we have made important gains. And maybe we've been a little too successful because people have taken notice. We are proud that the University of Illinois has managed to lure our Vice Chancellor for Research and President of the Research Foundation, Dr. Tim Killeen, to be the system's next president. In its choice, Illinois has recognized the quality of the academic enterprise that is SUNY. The good news is that we have outstanding people within the system ready to lead us forward. I'm so pleased to announce that Dr. Alexander Cartwright, SUNY Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor, will continue SUNY's research momentum and serve as the interim president of the Research Foundation. This is good for Alex. He's shy, but we try to get him right at center stage. We are more than proud to call Alex one of our own. He is a distinguished scholar and has just been named a fellow in the National Academy of Inventors, the best of the best. Yeah. So, for all of this, and these are just some of the highlights, for all this great progress made toward our aim to become the best at getting better, it's still not enough to get us to the completion and success rates we need. There are a lot of smart people who have ideas about where we need to go. All told, groups in the know, groups like the Gates Foundation, Complete College America, the National Governors Association, the College Board, the Lumina Foundation, they all agree that completion is too low. These groups, more or less, have all set goals for the next 5 or 10 years that would bring college completion in America to around 60%. Just this week, the Chronicle of Higher Education did a status report on President Obama's goal to lead the world in college completion by 2020. In 6 years, the U.S. only moved internationally up 1 place, from 12th to 11th. At this rate, we're not going to cross the finish line in time. So where does that put SUNY? What role do we play? Right now, New York State is at 45%. 45% of adult New Yorkers, that's 25 to 64 years old, hold a post-secondary degree of some kind. The national average is 39%. So that's good. We're doing something right, but we're still short of the mark. It's just not good enough. So let's say we are shooting for 60%. Let's say that that's the goal over 5 years. On the current path, we simply won't get there. That red swath you see, that's the attainment gap. That's what we need to close, that difference between where we are and the very bottom of where we need to be. Because truly, the gap is even wider than this. Closing this gap, eliminating this red zone, only gets us to 60%. And knowing what we know about trends in the workforce and the economy and the world, it's just too low. 60% is too low. 60% of New Yorkers holding degrees means 40% are still left out in the cold. 40% either won't have a chance at access or won't have the support they need to complete. 40% won't have much of a chance to develop the skills and the knowledge they need to hold jobs that pay. This is just not good enough. We need to do better. And as daunting as that 60% push is over the next 5 to 10 years, it's still not bold enough. These are goals. They are necessary goals, but they are not solutions. 45% to 60 or even above that, which is where we really need to be. The real challenge isn't setting goals, it's meeting them. What will it take to achieve a higher degree of access, a higher degree of completion, and a higher degree of success in New York? Because as I said, on our current trajectory, without putting some serious muscle under that 45% line, we're never going to get there. And never getting there means not enough New Yorkers ready to work in promising sectors right here at home. Never getting there means not enough New Yorkers to help grow and sustain a vibrant community. Never getting there means more New Yorkers who struggle to pay their bills, more New Yorkers who risk slipping into poverty, more New Yorkers who are frustrated, who feel hopeless, who feel trapped. Never getting there means we'll just roll into the future and the gap will widen because the need for adults with degrees will continue to outstrip the rate at which degrees are earned. This is not a formula for a successful society. We need to do better. Of course, SUNY's not the only game in town. We know that. There are other colleges and universities in the state, but they are not the People's College. They are not the State University of New York. So while SUNY is not responsible for the full share of adults who earn degrees, we are responsible for making every last New Yorker and ensuring that every last New Yorker has access to a high-quality education. That is on us. That is on SUNY. We own that challenge. When we look at our mission, our purpose, it endures. But the times, they change. They are different. The world is different. So we need to keep asking ourselves yearly, daily, as we carry out our work, how can we do better? How can we do this better? How can we educate more people and educate them better? Over the last few months, I've been out on our campuses with the express purpose of sitting down with students and alumni, talking to them about their SUNY experience. We were thrilled to be joined by New York's own Senator Ken LaValle at our event at Stony Brook earlier this month. These students, let me tell you, they know what they want. They are sharp, and I have been simply blown away by them every time. Just listen to this. If there were one thing that you would like the state to invest in to enhance your college education, what would that one thing be?
A higher investment in advisement.
Increase their efforts at the high school level.
Mentorship to modernize every college.
More opportunities for service learning.
Internship experience. Research, internships, and research.
Connecting theory with practice.
Apprenticeship programs.
Hands-on learning.
Research and internship.
Customizable courses.
Study abroad.
Student life.
Volunteer opportunities.
Finishing for.
Improve the tuition payment plans.
Finishing them for.
Not having to worry about a 40 or 50% increase one year and no percent increase another year.
Finishing for.
The cradle, the college to career component.
Transfer services.
The mission of access as part of the SUNY system is critical.
Equitable allocation of resources towards the liberal arts disciplines.
Training for online professors.
Hiring new faculty. Diverse language programs in the community colleges.
More high-demand professors being hired.
A SUNY job bank.
Career development.
We are New York. We want to win the game.
In these conversations, I've heard so many of our students come to SUNY because of affordability. But I also heard loud and clear that they come because of our unmatched range of options on top of that affordability. They come because they want a customizable education, and they've discovered that they can do this better at SUNY than any place else. So here's what we need to do. Here's what New York needs to do to empower every student to complete and succeed. And at SUNY, we are only interested in implementing strategies that we know work. And once we know what works, based on data and proof points, we need to take those strategies to scale across our system and across the state. So how do we achieve a higher degree of college access for everyone in New York? We know success doesn't begin in college. Students need support to get them through the education pipeline. This means starting even before kindergarten. The work we are doing in our cradle-to-career infrastructures is making real progress in this area. And students enter high school, and as they get closer to college age, we know there are strategies that can help them get a strong foothold toward college access. In my conversations with students, so many of them say that enhanced advisement early on, early in high school, will make a difference to their success in college. We know that guidance counselors are stretched thin. In some cases, one counselor for 500, 600, or 700 students. We know that many school districts don't have the resources to target college advisement in every student. But what if SUNY partnered with these districts to reach the students who need it most and reach them early? There needs to be a SUNY college advisor in every school district in the state, starting with our low-income districts. Expert advisors who can partner with guidance counselors to bridge the gap so that everyone has the information they need to set goals, explore options, and make plans. Yes, this will require investment. It can't happen for free, so be ready, all of our partners out there. I'm going to be knocking on your door in 2015. In order to provide our students with better access, we also need to have an open dialogue with them, a two-way discussion to help them prepare for college and for us to better understand what they need when they arrive on our campuses. So how can we reach every one of the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders across New York who are our potential applicants to ensure they're ready? One way is through a massive open online course. This introductory SUNY MOOC will be specifically designed to help students complete college, admissions requirements, build better skills, seek grants and scholarships, and understand financing. The beauty of the MOOC model is that it will provide equal and open access to all prospective students and their parents. SUNY's MOOC will be the first of its kind anywhere because it speaks to every aspect of college readiness. It will be fully comprehensive and easy to use. And another thing that New York absolutely needs to do is create a fully electronic high school transcript. You wouldn't think we need this in this modern age, but across the state's 698 school districts, where SUNY enrolls about 75,000 of these new high school graduates every year, the applicants' transcripts come to us in all shapes and sizes and still in hard copy. It makes no sense. We are advocating for the development of a standardized electronic transcript so our campuses can identify applicants' academic strengths and determine what supports our new admits need. New York needs to do this. It cannot wait, and SUNY's gonna push hard on it. And a third strategy is to expand our educational opportunity program, SUNY's EOP, in place at 43 of our campuses, provides access, academic support, and financial aid to at-risk students. Without question, this program works. We have it by the numbers, but every year, and this is hard to comprehend, at our current scale, 30,000 people apply for just 2,500 seats in our EOP programs. We have to expand this fantastic program that we know works. But like everything else, it costs money. So show me the love, New York, and help us build out this program. The need for these strategic interventions brings us to another of our access goals. How can we achieve a higher degree of diversity in our system? There are established links between richer diversity and better innovation and performance in any institution, whether it's a college or a corporate board, and we know that a more diverse system, the better we will be able to deliver our educational process.
Like now that I go to this like very diverse school, it's like having the whole world there. Like there's people from all over, you know, and it's actually amazing. I really love SUNY.
So right now I'm technically minoring in psychology, English, biology, and sociology. So they will all apply to the medical field later because you obviously need all of those things in order to communicate with people and understand.
For the opportunity for diversity, adaptability, being able to be versatile. So you don't necessarily need to be in a particular major to learn different skills.
Diversity includes race, gender, ethnicity, persons with disabilities, gay, lesbian, and bisexual students. And so as the world evolves, so will the definition for diversity, and we need to be mindful of that. Our mission is to create an educational institution that's representative for the population of New York. I think Chief Diversity Officers make a difference by having meaningful relationships with institutional and community stakeholders. We're talking about making certain that the students that we bring into our campuses, the faculty and staff that we hire, that they're truly able to represent who they are.
So, in 2014, last year, we assembled a diversity task force made up of faculty and staff from across the system to guide SUNY's efforts to increase diversity. The task force job is to explore and recommend policies that can drive this system, this work system-wide. And we know we have a lot of work to do on this front, and that the gap is even wider among our employers and leadership than it is among our student body. So we are committed to addressing these discrepancies. But we need to do more than just be better. We need to double down. At the recommendation of the task force, I am announcing today that every SUNY campus will appoint a chief diversity officer. And let me be clear, this is an appointment above and beyond staff who do mandatory reporting. We have that capacity, but we need more. This needs to be a member of the campus leadership team who will work hand in glove with the task force members to ensure we achieve our goals in recruitment, retention, completion, and success for every member of the SUNY family. So that's access. Now, what do we need to do to achieve a higher degree of completion? There are many strategies that we can bring to scale that we know increase completion. One is to introduce system-wide remediation that is proven effective. Way too many students realize that when they get to college, they can't do college-level math. They have to take remedial courses that don't earn credit. And students drop out because of this. They feel like they're spinning their wheels and getting nowhere. It is so not only discouraging, it's expensive. Right now, about 60 to 80% of community college students in the United States have to take 3 to 5 remedial math courses, and only about 30% of them will complete that sequence. But there are two tools that we know speed and improve remediation, and they are called QuantWay and StatWay. These are teaching strategies that support student success in math and earn credit. StatWay is showing triple the success rate in half the time. QuantWay is yielding double the success rate in half the time. Right now, 10 of our community colleges already use or are beginning to implement these strategies and can vouch for its promise in getting students' math competency up. Why not make these pathways available to every student who needs it? So, it would follow, our plan is to implement StatWay and QuantWay across all 30 of our community colleges in the next 3 years. And from there, introduce these pathways at our four-year schools as well. This is a surefire way to empower thousands of students to complete. Finish in 4 agreements are another completion driver. 4 of our schools, University of Buffalo, Oswego, Fredonia, and Potsdam, have guarantees like this. The deal is, students, if the course you need isn't ready when you are, that's on us. SUNY picks up the tab. But, and you knew this was coming, you students have to do your part. Prioritize your schoolwork, enroll full-time, and participate in regular advising. This is exactly the kind of program we need to take to scale. So starting today, we will work to ensure that Finish in 4 programs are available to all students system-wide. So, lest we leave our graduate students behind, for those students who go beyond the 4, who work toward graduate degrees, if you're putting in the time and laying down the cash, you need to finish. Through a program of student support, mentoring, and professional development, doctoral students at Stony Brook complete their degrees on average in about 4.5 years, nearly a full year faster than the SUNY median and 3 years faster than the national median. This is a best practice. We need to work collectively to ensure that all SUNY campuses are supporting their graduate students the way Stony Brook does. And another place where we need to expand ourselves is in online learning. As you heard, last year we launched Open SUNY with 8 programs from 6 partner campuses. Today we have 64 programs through 19 of our schools. Listen up.
Online classes. I've taken 2. One was over the summer, which helped me move forward in graduating sooner.
I took a lot of my online classes just because it was very easy. I didn't have to come to Farmingdale every day. I could just do it behind a computer, and that worked for me.
If it wasn't for the online classes, I probably would have had to take even more credits each semester or even extend my time at the university.
I saw up on the screen SUNY Oswego Masters Online and said, that's what I want to do. And 3 days later, I was enrolled.
Nothing is more important to SUNY Delhi than student success, and our online programs have exemplified that. Each year we have more than 1,000 registrants for our online summer courses, and many of those students use those courses either to accelerate toward degree completion or to make up for courses that they may not have been able to get previously. So we believe this is integral to our retention and graduation strategy.
Open SUNY is accessible to every single one of our 460,000 students and is a powerful tool that helps students complete faster, cutting down on costs and debt. But we need to do more. We need to go bigger. We need to be sure that our online courses and supports are the absolute highest quality. We need investment in quality assurances. We need investment to continue our 24/7 online help desk. We need investment to expand course offerings and partner institutions and best practices. We need New York's investment. So that's completion. Now from here, with the most effective access and completion strategies in place, how will we create a higher degree of success? Our students have told us that research experiences have opened their eyes to new areas of interest, new skills, new possibilities. We need to expand opportunities for our students and invest in the ability of our campuses to make research gains. Currently, out of the entire SUNY faculty base, there are about 100 research-intensive professors who together drive more than $500 million in sponsored research for SUNY each year. SUNY's research success relies on a relatively small number of rainmakers. We need to support the work of our highest performing researchers and innovators. We need to empower them to do more of their best work. SUNY's Master Innovator Program will recruit and retain high-impact faculty to enrich our academic programs and catalyze our economic efforts across the state. Governor Cuomo picked up on our idea for this program with his Master Researchers proposal included in his State of the Opportunity agenda. There is no funding tied to it just yet, but we can't overstate the potential impact of investing in our faculty. We estimate that recruiting more faculty superstars sees a return of up to 40 times the investment. For example, a $50 million investment in innovation upstate would yield $2 billion annually over the next decade and bring tens of thousands of jobs to the state. Last year, we committed to providing an applied learning experience to 100% of our graduates. And Governor Cuomo heard the call. Because applied learning has proven to be so effective and important in student success, this year we unequivocally support legislation that will mandate applied learning as a graduation requirement for every SUNY student. Take a deep breath.
I was able to get an internship at Roswell Park Cancer Institute.
I was able to intern with one of the assemblywomen for 5 months in Albany.
I was able to work through the 9-month phase of the study, which ended up benefiting me a lot because it gave me a lot of the clinical experience that I need.
What did you learn outside of the classroom? My internships are really what helped me in my interviews that I've gone through so far.
Internships, there are so many options here, and they open your eyes to the real fields.
Our faculty felt so strongly about the importance of experiential and applied learning that we've included it as a featured part of our new general education curriculum.
The student gets to see
whether or not that passion that has fueled their interest all these years really works for them.
Year after year after year, students with internships, career-related experiences are set apart as candidates from students who do not.
I think it really does, in fact, immerse them in the real world in a way that really does help them to succeed in their studies and in their career.
Internships and co-ops are absolutely an essential piece of a student's college education.
So while we may be accustomed to big, hairy, audacious goals here at SUNY, or at least during my 5 years, you're used to hearing about them, now we have business partners knocking down our door to help us meet this commitment. Groups like the Business Higher Education Forum in Washington, the Rochester Business Alliance, the Partnership for New York City, and the New York State Business Council. This program, called SUNY Works, has been generously supported to date by nearly $1.5 million from the Lumina Foundation, as well as the Carnegie Corporation of New York. But we need to do more. By expanding SUNY Works, we will be able to help students get the most out of their education and bridge the gap from college to career. Truly, this is a win-win. It's not just great for students, it's great for business too. Co-op gives our business partners the opportunity to train and recruit top talent, sort of like a semester-long job interview. The opportunity is clear. Scaling up efforts by businesses and SUNY to build a reliable pipeline of educated workers meets the demands of our economy and keeps our graduates right here to live and work in New York. So that's success. So we've been at this a while, and this is where we need everyone to listen up. Here is our ask. Based on our shared understanding that the success of our students translates to the success of our state, higher degrees of access, completion, and success requires a higher degree of investment. We cannot make futuristic changes on yesterday's dollars. Each of these strategies requires shared investment for shared success. So that's what we're going to do, New York. Together, we will establish an investment fund that will deliver these strategies and bring solutions to scale. The $18 million commitment announced by the governor on Wednesday is only the beginning. But I assure you, we will be asking the legislature for more. We will be asking all of our partners, public and private, for more. Be ready, because this is what New York needs. We need to continue to build on our success and make bigger investments in what works. Governor Cuomo said the state's investment in SUNY needs to be based on metrics. That's the condition. That any strategies New York invests in must be provable and measurable. We could not agree more. We're already there. Governor, we're ready. This year, we created SUNY Excels. This is our performance system, and like our strategic plan, it was created with the deepest and widest possible input. We have identified the most important indicators of our success and the metrics with which we will measure them. SUNY Excels will steer our commitment to excellence. We will excel in our service to students, in the development of our faculty and staff, and in our support of New York State. We will prove at every turn that the state can have confidence in its investment in SUNY. We will track our progress and have an ever clearer picture of what investment is needed and best spent. So with a comprehensive and inclusive investment plan, SUNY can take completion to scale for New York. We've run the numbers and calculated the yield. Scaling interventions that work. SUNY will grow its annual cohort of graduates from the current annual rate of 93,000 students to an ambitious target of 150,000 graduates every year by 2020. Only then can we get that 40 5% attainment rate up, get it to that 60%, pass it, and close that gap. This is absolutely what we need to do. So, as an English major, I need to make one slight edit to David Leonhardt's brilliant words. Because education is not a bet. A SUNY education surely is not a bet. It's an investment. It's the best investment that we can make, that New York can make. An investment in the promise of every person to ensure no one is missing out on a better life because of chance. This is New York's story, is it not? Inclusion and expansiveness, innovation and exceptionalism. This is who we are and what we do best. Our state's late great leader, the incomparable Governor Mario Cuomo, once said, "We must get the public to look past the glitter, beyond the showmanship, to the reality, the hard substance of things." This is the hard substance of things, the reality that we cannot meet the demands of the world's economy, the modern workforce, or the needs of our citizenry on a dime. The reality is that access to higher education for every New Yorker is a necessity. The reality is that for a better student outcomes, we need better and smarter investment. And that's on all of us. It takes muscle to lift that line, and the muscle is the investment we must put into bringing these solutions to scale. This is not easy stuff. We've got to want it bad. Our entire aim is to get this right, to make the promise and to keep the promise that when you earn a degree at the State University of New York, the return on your investment is second to none. This is our business. This is our responsibility. This is what it takes to reach the higher degree of access, a higher degree of completion, a higher degree of success. This is what it takes to become the best at getting better, at delivering for every student and every community in the great state of New York. As our governor repeatedly implores, we're New York. We are New York. We need to be the leader among states. And this, the education of our citizenry, is a task that we take seriously above all else. Being the nation's leader in the creation of a seamless education pipeline for every one of us, this is the task we have to set ourselves to master. Together, we can be the first state in the nation to make this kind of investment. Education, educating more New Yorkers and educating them better is simply the best investment we can make. And at SUNY, we are bound and determined. We will not stop until we deliver on all our promises to New York. We will not stop until we are simply the best.